Call the Public Safety Committee to order. Supervisor approve of applying for a 2018 Interloop Communication Grant.
I'll make the motion.
Second. Other discussion? Mr. Shepherd.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is in addition to what was on the tentative agenda from Friday, and it's also on the special board meeting to occur at 7 o'clock. This is an annual grant that we typically have approval to pursue. This is in the $400,000 range, right? So this was important, and it's due August 9th, if I remember right. Yes, August 9th in the second to last whereas. We're seeking approval to apply for the grant.
Any other questions? Any questions?
Why is it just on the agenda right now?
Yes, I'm for it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Anything else before third?
Keep kudos later. Keep kudos.
I do.
And for some of them, right, at the end.
Is one kind of easy, John?
I'm sorry?
Is one kind of easy? Can we do that right now?
Well, I think you can probably get through all in 8 minutes. Your choice.
Or the supervisor eliminated a full part-time first-time assistant public defender, a part-time second assistant public defender, and authorize the creation of 2 full-time assistant public defenders.
I'll make a motion.
Support?
John's going to say no.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This was introduced as well last decision cycle, but the State Office of Indigent Legal Defense has about $328,000 allocated for Seneca County to be used to enhance the defense and defense counsel. Part of that is our own part-time public defenders. We have 4. And the question before us is to make 2 of those part-time defenders full-time, and the funding for that is going to be provided for this effort from the state. So it's not going to affect the levy, property tax, at least this year. That revenue stream is solid for 5 years.
Questions to the board?
Yes, sir, I got one.
Go ahead.
Do you have any idea how long this funding is going to be available from the state?
It's been promised for 5 years.
Is it?
And it's in the 5th year. It's in the
just to flip a coin.
The state can do what they want. So there's been funds identified for the first 4. In the 5th year, under the special effort. In the 5th year, the funding is in the operation budget of the state. So that's a little odd in that early on in the new program, they're saying that they're going to continue the funding in the operational budget of the state.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Do we,
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
hang on just
Opposed?
for discussion, okay? Is this something we maybe should put a clause in there that says something along the lines of making this a contingent situation as long as we get the funding? Are we going to come up, if we're going to have to come up with an extra $328,000?
No, sir. No. Oh, you mean if the funding stops?
Yes, sir.
Right. Well, we have little to no choice again. So here's Harold Harding lawsuit against 5 counties. The state lost. They're putting millions of dollars into the enhancement of defense counsel, first arraignment, right? Case management. This is where this money is coming from. If the state officials from ILS would say, well, don't take my money. I'll reallocate it to those who will, and subject yourself to a lawsuit of your own. That's the play that's going on. So we either make the enhancements ourselves with the money that the state is now offering us to do that with, or we become more vulnerable in not compliance with adequate public defense and a possible suit against this county ourselves.
Or they might mandate us pay. Something possible.
John?
It already is. It already is. It already is mandated. They're just giving you the money for 5 years.
Now, if they don't, but we'll still have to do it. So putting a clause would not make any difference.
Probably not. It would make a statement though.
John, when is the state going to provide this funding?
The funding's available now, sir. You're waiting on our plan to spend $328,000.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. John, could any of this money be used for clerks for the hub arraignment program that we've enacted?
The clerk duties is going to be accomplished by the 7th Circuit clerk roster. So there's 2 ladies in the 7th Circuit. They're going, and electronic means are going to be distributed through these central arraignment locations in the 7th District. And through those electronic means, minimal effort by the justices who are doing the arraignment and the extraordinary capabilities of these 2 clerks from the 7th Circuit, they're going to accomplish the clerk duties.
We could use some of this money to pay them, or they're already paid by the 7th Circuit?
They're already paid by the 7th Circuit.
Fantastic.
So they're gonna do the arraignment down in Romulus, and they're gonna wire it to whoever, and they're gonna
There's
write
going to
it
be a kiosk, if you will, distributed to each of these arraignment locations that the justice or judge will be able to use to accomplish the arraignments.
So they're going to be in phone contact while they're doing these arrangements.
Yeah, and internet, right?
Gonna be robots.
Email applications, phones.
Any other questions? No? Let's go down the motion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Sir, I would suggest a suspension for the special scheduled meeting at 7 o'clock for the Board of Supervisors.
Yeah, we'll adjourn at this time for the meeting.
Suspension, sir.
Suspended, okay.
We'll be back.
We did do one.
No, the sheriff didn't, I don't know if the sheriff had a chance to copy of it.
Yeah, we can.
I don't think we did one, or unless we want to talk about it, we skimmed over it, but I don't know if the sheriff wants to talk about it.
I didn't have you in here this first.
Yeah.
We did.
We did do one, yeah, we can do it.
Right, you did great.
Centralized off hours agreement plan, follow-up discussion. Go ahead, Sheriff.
We had the 7th Judicial District down in my office today. We have the office all set up. All the computers are in, all the phone lines are in, the fax copier and all that stuff's in. The judges were there last night doing a class in the 7th Judicial District, and the HR person was there to sign them up so that they can get reimbursed when they do arraignments there. We're all set for August 6th to start.
Any questions?
I got one, I guess. I understand that the judges met out there before that, and they all picked out days that they're going to be able to be available.
The what?
The judges are going to be available on certain days. They've already decided when they come try to, instead of having the same judge on morning and night, they're going to split it up with them.
Yeah, from what I understand, they have their schedule all worked out all the way through the end of January of 19. I looked at the schedule, that's what they had now.
Okay, thank you.
And the clerks are gonna, the judges are gonna do their clerical work.
Basically, what I was brought under the understanding is that they'll do the paperwork. They will be in contact with, I think it's Sharon Puro and the clerks in the 7th Judicial District with any problems they have or any glitches they have, and then they'll assist them in making sure their paperwork is done and it's done on a timely basis. No.
Anything else on this?
District will pay for all of them.
Motion carried.
No, they just.
Okay, number 2. Recommendation of Vacancy Committee. Vacancy Committee met on July 10th and made the following recommendations. And that would take care of it.
We need a resolution, we need to pass that.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it. As to
Who's going to discuss? Go ahead.
Yep.
Sure.
Basically what that is just a refilling some empty part-time positions that we go into basic school down in Southern Tier Academy. That's just an ongoing thing. We train people and they go off to other counties and police departments, so just trying to keep up with the losses that we sustained through the year.
Questions? All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Issue Board of Supervisors limits part of one part-time first assistant public defender and second assistant. We done 3. I'm sorry. Excuse me. So we're going to get to 4. Issue. Board of Supervisors eliminates the position of part-time assistant district attorney and authorizes the creation of a full-time assistant district attorney.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded, and who was speaking on this? Okay.
Mark Sinkwitz on behalf of Mr. Porsche, Mr. Chairman. Yes, so we're seeking to actually eliminate one part-time position and make it a full-time position. Several factors have prompted us to seek that, not the least of which is the increasing caseload due to the newest business in the community, that would be Del Lago Casino. But more importantly, what you just voted on, that would be that arraignment court, which is going to be incredibly taxing on the office, given it's 7 days a week at 2 different times a day. So we're just seeking to do that. Right now, there won't be any cost to the county because we have money available from unfilled positions that will cover it for now. It won't be until 2019 that it'll be an actual cost in the budget. We'll budget accordingly for that.
Any questions? Board? And the motion is made and seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Extension of the Lincoln Memorandum of Agreement with the New York State Department of Homeland Security and Emergency Services.
I'll make the motion for discussion.
Yeah, second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Who's speaking? Okay, go ahead.
So this is an agreement that we have with the Department of Homeland Security and Emergency Services regarding mutual link software. It's an interoperable communications that helps us to connect with schools and via text, radio, video, etc. And it's a 3-year contract. The contract was first entered into, or first approved by the board in July of 2015, and it's up for extension. This is free to the county. So we're just asking that we can extend the contract for another 3 years until January 31st, 2020. If you have any questions about what the mutual link is, Rob is here to answer any other questions.
Any questions? Board?
Need a motion on this?
Yeah.
No other further questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
You already did the new business.
I was asked to take care of a matter, so I did do it. I have here a resolution to introduce a proposed local law, C of 2018, amending local law number 9 of 2002, as amended by local law and providing for a public hearing. Whereas local law number 9 of 2002 is amended by local law number 2 of 2004, provides for the appointment of the position of Director of Emergency Management and setting the duties and terms of their office. Office therefore now therefore be it resolved that the local law C of 2018, entitled a local law amending local law 9 of 2002 as amended by local law 2 of 2004, be and the same is hereby introduced before the Board of Supervisors of Seneca County, New York, to read and subsequently edit the following form. Section 1, Local Law 9, 2002 is amended as follows. Paragraph 5 of said local law, entitled Appointment Term of Office and Compensation is amended to read as follows. The Seneca County Board of Supervisors shall adopt the Director of Emergency Management who shall serve as an annual employee. The salary of the District of Director of Emergency Management shall be fixed annually by the Board of Supervisors and shall be in compliance with the Seneca County Management Compensation Plan. And be it further resolved that copies of the aforesaid proposal local law be laid upon the desk of each member of the county board, and be it therefore resolved that the county board hold a public hearing on said proposal local law at the county office building, 1 Petronio Drive, Waterloo, New York, on the month, day, and year at 6 p.m. And to be further resolved that the clerk of the board publish or cause to be published a notice of said public hearing in the official newspaper of the county at least 5 days prior thereto.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead.
When you called me about this, I referred it to the county attorney, and I'll ask the county attorney. Frank, you advised me that because this is a local law, this would fall under the Government Operations Committee. So,
that's correct.
Is that correct? So, so basically, it would be up to the Government Operations Committee to bring this forward, not the Public Safety Committee.
Except, excuse me?
Go ahead.
Yes, we had an executive session 2 weeks ago, and it was decided, everyone was in agreement that it would come under public safety. And you made a motion. It can come under any committee. Any chairman can bring it up. We decided in executive session with everyone present that it was going to be under public safety.
That's what I was told to do. That's
correct.
We have a second on this motion?
Did you second the motion? Second the motion. You brought it up under your committee. That was direction filed on executive session.
Second that motion.
Yeah, there you go.
Now you can have discussion.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, the question that you put to me was how is a resolution of this nature supposed to reach committee? Resolutions reach committee by reference of the chairman under Rule 25. A resolution related to legislation or a local law would come under the committee, Government Operations Committee. Consequently, the point of order that you raise is well-founded. I can simply say that it belongs in a different committee, regardless of what might have been discussed in executive session.
Thank you. So Ernie, quite frankly, this motion is out of order for this committee.
I have more questions for the county attorney.
Go ahead.
We've had many resolutions brought up under different committees that did not fall into that category. So how did they seem to go ahead and get passed? Are you telling me because nobody objected to that?
I'm telling you
Because-
exactly that. In fact, this
So
board...
if Chairman
If you don't
Shipley-
mind my finishing the answer to
Yeah,
your
go ahead.
question, I'll be happy to
Okay.
answer your question.
Very good.
This board and these committees frequently violate the rules of order. And until someone raises a point of order, the board and the committees can do what they want. But once someone raises that point of order, then you are bound by the rules of order. And it's that simple.
So had Chairman Shipley not did point of order, this would have went under Public Safety Committee.
I suppose it could have.
You wouldn't have objected to it unless there was an objective made, is what you're
I have
basically
no
just said.
authority to object.
I understand.
Any other
Even
discussion?
though,
If Mr. Shipley is on that committee, how can he object?
He is on the committee. He's an ex officio member of the committee.
I raised my hand to Chairman Shipley, you know that we discussed this and you were given the task of public safety.
And then when we discussed this in executive session,
Correct.
I
You
had
won't
the
withdraw?
conversation with the chairman and the vice chairman, and then I went to the county attorney to verify it. That's when my opinion changed.
So
So
basically,
you can take your resolution and you can hand it to the Government Operations Committee when they adjourn and ask them to act on it.
Tonight.
Fair enough?
are you saying we can reconvene government ops tonight?
You haven't got to
We
it.
haven't got to it yet.
Oh, I'm sorry, very sorry. Or possibly that you change your
you can-
opinion?
I'm not
Your
changing my
objection,
opinion.
your objection. You're not going to change
No.
your objection.
No, we can give it to government ops, see what they do with it. I don't have a problem with that.
You could give the plan.
So
Do you have
anything else?
anything else?
Not, yeah.
We have nothing else to this committee. This committee is adjourned.